talk about moving to the next big movie, which is The Rose with Bette Midler.
She had no career.
That is right.
Had never acted at all.
Right. But she was a very hot, popular singer.
Yes, I saw her do her act in a club in New York on 58th Street. And when I was hired to do The Rose, when I made my deal and I said that I wanted to get Bette Midler, they said, "Who's that?"
Who's Bette Midler? She had never acted before.
Never acted before. And she, they wanted Faye Dunaway, and it was a wonderful actress. But I said, "I'm telling you, Bette Midler."
This kid.
This kid, well, they cut my budget in half that day, as if to say that if you're going to get an unknown, we can't spend the money that we were planning to spend on the picture.
So Bette Midler was a controversial choice for you. What allowed you to believe that she had the potential to do it?
I saw her. I saw her performance in a club in New York, and I thought, this is a miracle, this woman.
Oh,
she's capable of doing anything.
She's fantastic.
And I met with her and her then manager,
Aaron Russo,
a thug, nightclub owner, kind of thug, who was managing her for a while and had an affair with her, and then they were by that time broken up. But he had a producing credit on the picture, which what they got to give him, because he brought Bette Midler when I said I wanted Bette Midler, which they fought.
I presume that Mr. Russo had little to do with the production of that movie.
Well, he was. I remember about the fourth day of shooting. I'm shooting with Alan Bates in a beautiful suite in a hotel in New York overlooking the park. And I start to walk toward the set, and I feel this arm on my shoulder, and it's Aaron Russo, the thug manager of
Bette Midler.
And he says, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to talk to Bette." He said, no, you talk to me, and I talk to Bette. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Son.
Call the cops and get this guy out of here. I do not want to see you until the answer print. Goodbye." It was a shock, and Bette was standing there shivering, terrified, because I was throwing out her manager.
Former lover.
And former lover.
Another seminal moment, like when you spoke to Steve McQueen.
Of course, I got a call from Fox. They were terrified what was happening. I said, "Everything's under control. Just keep him away from the set." And they did.
Now, the movie became a huge success. It made Bette Midler a huge film star.
It did, yes, it did.
Then what happens next in your journey?
Well, I made a number of pictures with her. She's an astonishing, gifted person.
Why do you think that somebody like Bette Midler did not continue to make motion pictures with the level of success that she had when you directed her?
I hate to say this, but she doesn't have the taste to select the right material. She surrendered to Disney and made a bunch of crummy Disney films, and that took the edge off her magnificent achievement in The Rose, which everybody would, my God, who is this incredible human being?
Was she seduced by fame, in your opinion?
I guess it's hard not to be seduced by fame. Everybody wanted her, everybody, and she was, if she would perform in a nightclub, she'd knock you flat. It was like, how many people are like, Sammy Davis Jr. was like that. Bette Midler is like that. How many people are like that can paralyze people in a nightclub in a way that, where you
simply could not take your eyes off her. She was
astounding. Not a conventionally beautiful girl at all.
But had that kind of unique live capacity that Barbra Streisand had as well.
I've really been privileged because I have worked with great actors. Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn and Jane and Dabney Coleman and Jimmy Caan and Elliot Gould. And really, I've been very lucky working with brilliant actors who I cast in these pictures, many times against the studio's wishes.
Particularly Bette Midler.
Unheard.
They thought you're crazy.
They thought I was nuts,
And demonstrated their feeling by cutting
the budget in half.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Go ahead now, make the picture." You know?
Good luck, son.
Well, 3 days later, where I showed when the dailies came in we went to Seattle to shoot. They called me. They were stunned, you know, because she delivered. You know, she was great. You know, I've always insisted on rehearsing.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because that's where one works out the details of a scene and what the scene is really about, and you find the depth of it, and you capture the actors by your insight into the material, and they begin to see what they should go for, and what they begin to believe in a different way. I believe in craft, you know, and that comes from being a musician. You can't pretend to play the piano. You have to da 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 da. You have to really work and become skilled, and that doesn't come easily. Technique is not easy to achieve. It takes work, and it doesn't happen by accident.
Talk about your regrets, if any, personal or professional.
Well, personally, it took me a long time to become grown up. Long after most people mature. Mm-hmm. I was a victim of narcissism, and you know, I was kind of thrilled with my own success. You know, a little too thrilled.
Did your great success force you to not attend to your personal relationships to the degree that they might have?
He wants the truth. What a mistake. Yes, it took me a long time to become a decent human being, to become a loving, supportive, creative, and at the same time, really a good father to my children. I have 3 children, sensational children.
Is your relationship with them good?
Excellent. I've always pursued their affection and have helped them a lot. And I love my kids. I see them all the time. I even love my ex-wives, and I have 2, and we see each other all the time.
Would you describe those ex-wives as friends?
Much better than when we were married. I see them all the time, both of my ex-wives, and I'm proud of my relationships with them, and they're terrific women. They're sensational women, talented women. And I was too young and too self-absorbed to properly handle my marriages.
Let me ask my last question. Tell me about your feelings on the future of Hollywood. Are you concerned? I
am concerned.
Tell me why.
I think that the pursuit of money impedes quality often. Mm-hmm. It prevents
a false idol.
Exactly.
A false idol.
And I think it's unfortunate. It's why, you know, foreign films are so popular. Because somehow it's different when you see a film that comes from France or from Italy, and from some of the fine directors who work in film in those foreign countries. Somehow there seems to be a genuine wish to make something significant.
Many people watch movies today, not on a big screen,
it's
on a
tragic.
TV.
It's tragic.
Why?
Well, when you go to the Ziegfeld Theater in New York, and the screen is 90 feet by 40 feet, and you're watching a brilliantly executed film.
It envelops you in a way that a telephone can't.
I love to be sitting with a room full of people watching something, and you can feel the heartbeats of people during exciting moments. You can feel people. You hear people laughing, and it's a communal experience. It's so different when you're at home alone. Nothing wrong with that, but I prefer going to
Well, there is something wrong with it. It denies you a certain
A
aspect.
certain aspect of the enjoyment, yes.
Well,
That's true.
I'll tell you what I think is
What is that?
enjoyable is this conversation.
Oh,
Candid, transparent, vulnerable, authentic.
That's very nice of you to say that.
Well, you've earned the privilege of me saying it. To your well-lived life, congratulations. To your endless journey to become a better human being, congratulations. And to your willingness to expose the good, the bad, and the ugly to our audience all over the world, thank you for being our guest without notes.
Very good. It was a pleasure, an absolute pleasure.